Blog Talk Radio.
Hey guys, this is Those Guys with your host, Matt Marrero, along with your other host,
Anthony Sinandris.
What? Anthony Sinandris? Wow.
Yeah.
We've taken a break from you trying to teach me about the dark side, referencing Star Wars, the Star Wars Battlefront Let's Play series that we're doing. And right now, we're talking about Ghost Rider. I feel like this is part of my training. It's just like...
I was about to say,
let
so
the
we're
hate
not completely
flow through
abandoning the dark side here.
No, it's like, let the hate flow through you. It's like, it did, and all I was doing was just laughing. I was like, ha, 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 ha. So today we're talking about the first Ghost Rider movie, released in 2007. And in case anyone's wondering, when did that little piece of shit come out? Right? I blocked it out of my memory, sweetie. When did it come out? It's like, Came out in 2007, so as of right now, we're doing this live in early 2016, so 9 years ago. So about 10 years ago, right, maybe 11, someone thought, man, we should film all of this. This is the movie that should come out.
And you know who we should cast as the lead? Nicolas Cage, because he'll do great.
You know what's interesting? A lot of people have problems with Nicolas Cage. I don't, in the sense that I think that in the right role, he can flourish. Mm-hmm. So you look at Kick-Ass.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with him. I have a problem with him as Johnny Blaze.
Correct. And it's funny. Matt, that's an opinion. I don't give... Correct. Correct. It's a fact. But anyway, it's very interesting, because if you told me Nicolas Cage is going to be a villain in the Marvel Cinematic Universe for Phase 3, I would be so happy. I don't even care who. I'd be like, just do it. Just do it. I mean, I would care. But still, I feel like he can be very eccentric. He could bring a lot to a role, and he can really, do well with it. But when the role is common man Johnny Blaze with possible psychological issues, who might be going through some kind of depression, and now has this ghost, this demonic spirit possessing him, which kind of manifests itself, like all this deep stuff, I just don't know.
Basically.
No, I may have preferred, even though he was a little bit off too, I may have preferred the guy who played younger, like the young Johnny Blaze. I may have preferred him in the movie.
Yeah, because when I first saw the movie, I'm like, why didn't they just keep him? They
because marketability.
I know, but still.
Yeah. Also, it is strange though too, because I do think that a young Ghost Rider would have helped, because nothing wrong with an older Ghost Rider, but it looked like it went from, and nothing against Nicolas Cage either, good looking man, but it looked like it went from, like 17, maybe early 20, like Johnny Blaze, to about almost 50.
Yeah, pretty
much. Like that
much.
one jump was just like, whoa, like, you okay? Do you need... And I know that the idea was like, well, he is overworking himself. He's trying to basically kill himself, see if he can die. It's like, yes, and he's eating horribly, and he's only watching TV, so he's not really getting exercise. But still, it looked like Johnny Blaze, Nicolas Cage, was just, do you need a seat, sir? Are you okay?
Should I help you across the street? Are you good?
Yeah, and it was just, and also the fact that, as Ghost Rider, he would just answer in one-word sentences. I think a lot of this movie was not good. There were some good things, but this movie was not good. If this is your favorite superhero movie, it might be the only one you've ever watched. I'll give you that. If it isn't, I don't know what you prefer. You can like it ironically. I mean, that's totally. I love The Room. I love Troll 2. Right? You can love things ironically, but by God, I don't understand how someone can go, but Matt, you have to understand, this movie should be winning awards. Yeah, like the Razzie Awards?
The Razzies, yeah.
Yeah, maybe some of those, but...
I wonder if it did.
But anyway, it probably did. But anyway, so let's talk about this movie a little bit more, not too much behind the scenes, but just I want to mention, let's see right here, where do I have it open? No? Oh, there you are, yes. So, yeah, this movie's budget was $110 million. It made box office-wise $228.7 million, Which is funny because to us sounds amazing. Which, I mean, to be fair, it did obviously get a sequel. It was very much for a sequel. But in a way, I mean, yes, we had Iron Man come out in this year as well. So the idea of we need to make sure that our box office is quadrupled for superhero movies wasn't there just yet. But it's still somewhat disappointing, I think, for the studio. So I'm actually really intrigued that they would greenlit another one. So, so quickly.
Well, yeah, I was about to say, it wasn't like immediate. It did take a little convincing on the part of the directors for Ghost Rider 2. So once I got them convinced, okay, what the hell, let's try it. Maybe it'll work.
And then we'll talk about that another time because it did and it didn't work. It was so interesting. But talking about this movie did not work.
No, it didn't. Because
it was, what was weird about it too? It's like, okay, it felt like they tried to inject that Marvel humor into it at certain points, but the Marvel Cinematic Universe wasn't even established yet.
Yeah.
So that was just all on their poor decision making in thinking, you know what Ghost Rider needs? Fucking quips, man. That's what, because look, all right, I know some people will say about the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and by the way, if anyone doesn't know, Marvel as in, Marvel owns the rights to certain film franchises. They sold, I believe in the late 80s, early 90s, they sold a lot of their rights to kind of keep themselves going. So it's like, hey, we're kind of in the red here. Sell the rights to the guy in the red suit. Spider-Man and Deadpool? Go fuck yourself. Oh, wait. Which one? Both of you. Go. Get out of here. We need money over here. So they basically sold the rights to things like Spider-Man, and technically Deadpool is considered part of the X-Men package, so X-Men, Fantastic Four, Daredevil, what else?
Punisher.
We've had Punisher elsewhere. We've had, obviously Ghost Rider. What?
Mm-hmm. Blade.
Oh, Blade, thank you. Blade, Ghost Rider, so we have a lot of franchise, so that's why if someone says, even though the Marvel thing will flash before, let's say, the new X-Men movie, right? If someone says to you, oh, Marvel, they're always making, I liked a lot of the Marvel Avengers films and Iron Man and stuff. I hate X-Men. What is Marvel, why did they do that? Well there, man. We must tell you. Yeah, it's not quote-unquote Marvel, as in, it's Marvel properties, but it's a different, it's a different company making it and different directors and all this stuff going into it. But anyway, so when you look at the Marvel Cinematic Universe, you think of, the Avengers and all the movies leading into the Avengers. I don't know. When I look at the Avengers, both 1 and 2, even though 2 had its problems, of course, still, the Joss Whedon quipping machine, it's as if it's like a machine. Like, he just puts in lines. Hi, how are you doing? What's up, jerk face? Ha-ha! Like, it's like a Joss Whedon machine. Like, Joss just says things in the machine, and then it just comes out with quips. But anyway, I feel like it fits certain characters. Yes, I know some people say it feels like everyone is Tony Stark. But I feel like, yes, it has to be downplayed a little bit, but it can still, represent, like, okay, Cap would say something about this, or Tony would say something about that, Hulk will just be smashing. We have, that's pretty much what he would be doing. You don't, in the Marvel movie universe, you don't really have Green Hulk speaking. So, but anyway, so, yeah, that's just kind of how it's been. Like, I don't know, I feel like when you do it, like, if you never had, we're going to have, Tony Stark, we're going to have Captain America, and we're going to have Ghost Rider. And Ghost Rider is just like, just all right, guys. I hope you don't fire me. Huh. You see what I did there? I'm a flaming vengeance being from hell, right? Oh, man. Like, you don't have that happening because, even though people might say Joss Whedon will make anything quip, but still, you wouldn't do that. So having that done in this movie, it really hurt. Not Nicolas Cage like Johnny Blaze. He can be as whatever he wants to be, right, for the most part. But when it comes to actual, like, Ghost Rider, as in, I transformed, I become the Ghost Rider, a lot of the stuff that he said was either as if, it was just so, it was weird. Like, what's your take on that? Like, what he said, what he didn't say?
I think one of the ones that I remember cringing the most, I forget what scene it was. I think it was in the jail cell scene when the guy was like, "Please mercy," he's like, "All out of mercy." I was like, "Oh no."
That's actually the one.
Yeah,
that's the one.
It was that, and then the only other one I could think of off the top of my head was when he got thrown into the jail cell. He was still Johnny Blaze, and the guy's like, "Nice jacket," and then he turns and he looks at him and goes, "Nice jacket." I'm like, "Oh fucking hell."
I actually do like when he repeats what someone else said to him in terms of like it's his way of putting up a bony middle finger. I'm cool with that. I don't like it. Like, it happened a bit in the second movie as well, and I'm cool with it. What I don't like is just, like, it's kind of just, like, he's beating up someone, and he's just like, oh, I need to eat, and it's just, eat, hungry, feast. Like, are you, like, what did someone read Mary Shelley's Frankenstein? Like, you know what?
I was thinking the same thing.
We need this in Ghost Rider, because, look, I understand if you're saying, oh, well, technically, it's not its own being. It's technically, Johnny, and Johnny in this movie is a bit funny, a bit how in Avengers 2, it's like, oh, well, why does Ultron quip? Well, technically made by Mr. fucking Tony Stark. Motherfucker's going to quip a bit, be a bit of an asshole, instead of being made by, Hank Pym, who, drinks himself to sleep at night. So, it's a bit different in terms of characters, right? But you look at Ghost Rider, and it's just, even if you're going to say it's a manifestation of Johnny Blaze, just Johnny to go around, eat, feast, hunger. I'm sorry, eat, feast, hunger. There's this thing inside me, and it's hungry, and it's feasting, but it's really me inside me. Like, I don't know. It hurts. It hurts me. The CGI, too, by the way, that I'll say it's not their fault because it is 2007. So even on a general budget of like $110 million, what can you do?
Basically, yeah. I think another problem I had with the movie on the whole is, we actually had spoken about this a bit before. Okay. I'm not a fan of Ghost Rider's design in that movie. Not so much like the leather jacket. I'm okay with that. What bothered me, two things were, I felt the skull looked too pristine, I guess. Like, it was like a fresh, I know that sounds weird, it's like it's a fresh skull. I prefer him to have more like a decayed look. And for the bike, I'm one of those guys where, because obviously Ghost Rider's had a lot of different bikes over the years, I prefer kind of like a standard bike with just flaming wheels and the parts look like they're melting, as opposed to a full-on demonic bike.
Right, yeah, the bike I didn't actually notice too much. I should have taken a better look at it, but looking at actual Ghost Rider's design as the being, okay, the person, well, the being, I think that they really needed him to have gloves, because having just the bony fingers really made it look awkward. That's one. Two, while I do like the white skull, I'll give you that. It was a bit too pristine, because again, they just took a clear model. Instead of like trying to mess with it and tweak it, it looked like just a clear model of just like a base, white skull, and then just did the little tiny flames around it. Not tiny, they were cool flames, but still, I do think they could have done more. But again, it is 2007, and that's why I would argue that even though people tried to complain about the CGI in, Spirit of Vengeance, I actually liked it a bit more in Spirit of Vengeance, CGI-wise. Because I thought, yes, in 4 years' time, this is what you can do now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, not a big fan of Ghost Rider's design or general everything. But, right, I love it, right, just general everything. Okay, so I haven't read a lot of Ghost Rider. So I want to mention, like, I understand their idea of trying to modernize it in a way, but in a weird way, it's like they also didn't do that. And what I mean by that is, no, but it's okay, because usually I'm a fan of that, where, like, let's say Gotham, right? Gotham takes place in an era that we don't know about. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's modern cars, but we usually, they did it like once or twice, don't talk about, I'm going to text my friend. They only did that once or twice, but they usually don't, and I'm cool with that. But something about this first Ghost Rider felt very much like they wanted to do this, we're not mentioning what time period it is, but for some reason, no matter how far into the future we go, it's always going to feel like it's the 1950s. Did it do that for you, too?
A bit at points. I mean, not for the whole movie, but at points, I definitely got that vibe.
No, like, it always felt like it was not in present day, which was strange to me, because you have that time skip, so you're like, yeah, of course it skips, like, X amount into the future. But it never felt like it did. Now, of course, at first, like, yeah, of course, young Johnny Blaze, he's not in the present day. Yeah, of course it's in the past. Duh. Mm-hmm. When they flipped to the future, it still felt like they were in the past. With, like, like they just, I don't know, maybe the areas they focused on or whatever, it didn't feel like it was 2007. It still felt like it was, like, 1985. Mm-hmm. Which usually I'm okay with, but it was weird because now in no way am I saying we have to modernize, we should have had Johnny Blaze on Facebook. Like, no. But it felt, I don't know, it felt like the only time that they tried to connect him with somewhat of reality was on TV, but that like him watching TV. But when they did, they always had to show public domain classics for some reason, or YouTube videos, as if they were actual videos, and I was so thrown off. It was like, hey, the video with that monkey doing that thing, and I was like, this is YouTube. That's a YouTube video, isn't it? Why is that on your television screen? And then, like, the other thing, too, it was a really cool cartoon, but it's a public domain classic.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, whoa, you guys are really trying to save some money here, aren't you?
I mean, I think they kind of figured they had to at some point.
I wonder if $109 million went to just straight went up to Nicolas Cage. Just $109 million out of that budget, which was, as I told you, $110 million.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that pretty easily.
Okay. All right. But also, by the way, talking about because we said, we like the kid in the flashback, but we want to mention, it was very soap opera-y. Like it was weird too because here's the thing, right? The way they try to push it on us, it hurts. Like the love portion anyway, it hurts because it's too much for characters we just met, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. But I shouldn't talk shit about soap opera stuff because I watch and love pro wrestling. So I don't want to sit there and just be like, yeah, but what I watch, so much better. But at the same time, what?
It's not even the same thing, you guys. It's not.
No, kind of. But at the same time, though, I still feel as if it was not done well here. But yeah, also talking about Nicolas Cage and his beautiful acting skills in this movie. For some reason, so let's talk about the him as Johnny Blaze thing, right?
Okay.
Was it just me, or sometimes he would try to say something serious, and you're like, is this a scene where I'm supposed to laugh? And then sometimes when he was saying things as a joke, you thought, wait, am I supposed to laugh at this? I don't know if it's serious.
Oh, there were a lot of those.
Okay, good. Because the scene where the scene where it was him, listening to music and it was like, hold on, you're interrupting, whoever.
Yeah,
I'm sitting there, I'm like, huh.
He's like, you're stepping on Karen. I'm like,
thank you. Yes, stepping on Karen. Like I'm sitting there, I'm like, I'm supposed to chuckle, right? Because I read interviews, and Nicolas Cage said, I want to play him as a really dark character. I want to try and be a lot more reflective. And then I see that, I'm like, wait. No, you're not. Maybe I read the wrong interview. Maybe he was talking about Spirit of Vengeance.
Character, but he's going to listen to Karen Carpenter and eat jelly beans out of a margarita glass. Yeah, no, maybe he was talking about Spirit of Vengeance, but in relation to Ghost Rider, the original, no. The jelly beans was cool in a way. I mean, his dad was an alcoholic. Like, I understand the jelly beans. It was just more of, the whole Karen Carpenter was one. Two, the goofy thing in the mirror. Which, again, that's Johnny Blaze. It's not Ghost Rider. But there are still, it's just very hard because, I understand you have to inject some stuff like that in there so that everyone doesn't go home crying like Spirit of Vengeance murdered everyone. You want to inject some humor into there. But, I'm very much into, I love the way Marvel goes about, its movies and, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, quote unquote. That's the term that is used. But I do like the way DC goes about them as well, so long as, now mind you, not every single movie, you and I have talked about this in person. Batman, good. Superman, we can have a bit more Marvel injected in there. Yeah.
You right? But Batman, no, they do what they do, and that's fine. Right? And again, but same thing with Marvel, though. Most of those movies, looking at, Tony Stark, looking at Iron Man, seeing the ones that were a bit more, quote-unquote, serious, where it's just like, yeah, Tony's killing everybody. I was like, ooh, it felt weird.
Yeah.
Right? Then if you were like, Tony Stark, mass murderer, it was like, ooh, this is weird. Mind you, he was technically already one selling bombs, but, we're talking about, like, Iron Man 3 here.
Yeah, still.
It felt weird. But, but injecting that into Ghost Rider, the whole, like, Ghost Rider, spirit of vengeance, it's like, yeah, that's actually who he is. There's no funny, joking singing with this. He kills
there's
people.
no fluff to that. He'll freaking kill whoever he needs to kill.
Exactly. So the whole, just like, and I know I'm reusing the same joke, but I don't care. Just, Ghost Rider talking to Mephisto, I hope you don't fire me. Oh no, maybe you should go back to hell. See,
Mephisto's just sitting on his throne like, why the fuck did I make this deal?
Yeah, basically. That's why he was so pissed at making the deal. Fucking Nicolas Cage. There's nothing to do with the kid just trying to get one over on him or anything. Just, why did I do this to Nicolas Cage, of all people? Nice to see you. Sorry, wait, no, that's Arnold's line. Arnold Schwarzenegger and Batman and Robin. I hope I don't get fired. Wait, no. Like, oh no, that was Cage's line.
Who's Cage? Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Fire to see you. Damn it, no, another one from Cage.
Yeah, if you guys do one
I'm
more,
going to burn this baby down.
Damn
it, Cage!
Copyright.
What?
One more, and you guys are getting fucking sued from us. So cool it.
But anyway, so cool it. You got one.
Yeah. Everybody gets.
Yeah, but anyway, so yeah, it was That's the problem. It's that you have a little bit too much humor injected in the first one, right? It's a little bit too much. And now, mind you, again, coming from the Johnny Blaze character, something like, okay, him stopping traffic, that actually saved the movie for me up to that point. 'Cause up to that point, I was going, all right, I got to do a podcast on this. All right, Matt, it's cool. Matt, it's cool. You're here. It's cool, Matt. It's cool. But I then see that scene. I'm like, actually, this is really funny. I'm like, what's your name? Oh, my name's so-and-so. Oh, great, I'm Johnny. Just shakes hands while on the motorcycle. I was like, fuck you, that's great. But, so that works, right? Also, by the way, something I want to mention, I can't believe I forgot to mention this. I do believe that he sold his soul to the devil. Not he being Johnny Blaze, he being Nicolas Cage. I do believe that he sold his soul to the devil to be exactly where he is right now. It just makes sense, doesn't it?
It's just the pieces start to go together so perfectly over the years.
Think about it. Have you seen Nicolas Cage in any movies lately? He's running away from Satan. He's just running away from Satan. He's just running away. It's like, you won't catch me, Satan. And it's just like, I really just want to renege on the contract. Can we do that? I've seen your movies. I would rather not. No, but, by the way, just want to mention this. I don't know who thought, man, you know what Johnny Blaze should do after he's done, like, with a nice, successful, or not so successful, but still with a nice ride. What should he do? Well, what should he do? John? I don't know. Well, he should definitely throw a helmet and nearly decapitate a kid.
Oh, my God, thank you.
You noticed that, too, right? He was just like, oh, is he going to...
I'm just sitting there, I'm like, I'm sure the kid will catch it. He's got good reflexes.
And he sort of did, but dear God, that was scary to me. I was like, no. It was like, you don't need lawsuits on top of this. Oh, man. But,
yeah, it was like honestly expecting, just a newscast. A boy was decapitated today at a John Blaze show.
Yeah, basically. Also, we talked about CGI. We didn't talk about, actually, no, we did talk about Nicolas Cage's acting on air. We did. I'm talking about, I know we've been doing that for the past fucking 20 minutes. I mean, in terms of him screaming and laughing during the, did we talk about that on air or was it before the show?
That was before.
Okay, so let me mention this now. So, of course, everyone talks about Nicolas Cage screaming and laughing during the scene where he transforms into the Ghost Rider for the first time. I agree. Whatever you say, I probably agree. But my problem with it is more so that, okay, I look at it as, it's really sad that I think that some on set, right, working on this. Now, I don't mean everyone, because I don't want the one person who worked on this movie or couple, to say, oh, this is my baby. I love Ghost Rider. Okay, I'm sure you do. I'm sorry. But it feels like someone didn't give a damn about that. Like someone could have said, hey, Nick, hey, how about you scream longer, right? How about with your laughs, you do something deeper or raspier? I don't know if I should do that to my voice. Okay, we'll get guys in post to do something deeper or raspier when you laugh, and we'll work with that. Okay, whenever you're ready, let's go. Okay, But no, it's just like it turns into, okay, so Nick, you're going to want to laugh, but stop periodically. You're going to want to make sure that they stop and realize that you're breathing for air before you scream again. Okay? Now, this whole time, we'll be moving the camera around with the dolly to make sure that people also feel nauseated.
Oh, my God.
All right? So what we're going for is awkward, nausea, screaming, and laughing. Okay, go. You're on. Like, what was that? And then it's just, and they're just like, Nick, what are you doing? He has, like, a lighter. Oh, I'm going to light myself. No, Nick, that's done in post. Put the lighter down.
It's method acting. Yeah, we don't need that today. It's okay. Just put it down.
No meth. Just put it down. Put it down. Put that shit down right now, Nick.
It's actually great because I remember before I had watched, like, some interviews from the movie, and in that particular scene, I actually found an interview with Nicolas Cage saying, I really just wanted to cut loose and show a man going crazy with transformation. And the director said, go ahead, go crazy. And I did. I was like, motherfucker.
No, that's the problem. It's accurate, but I don't think it was the right direction, and that's the problem. Because, it feels like they just did that one take, and it was done. It was like, great, we got it. It's like, no, you fucking didn't. No, you fucking did not. Because I understand the idea of, like, going, maybe then, you know what it is, too? If it's like, well, he can't scream for that long. All right, fine then. Cut the fucking transformation scene down then. Because the way that you do it, it does not look natural, and it's funny. Well, it shouldn't look natural. He's turning into a hell demon. Yes! Says me to person on the internet. Yes! But, by God, I don't know, it felt unnatural in a way that wasn't like, oh, this is disturbing, this is brilliant. No, unnatural, like, is this really what we're getting here?
Pretty much.
Now, I do like the minimal / practical CGI of just like, like the fire in certain places while it's happening and the way his face changes. That I enjoy. But it's just the idea of constantly circling Nicolas Cage while he's going, ah! 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 Was just not, it did not work. Because that was the problem. It was just scream, pause. Scream, pause, laugh. Scream, pause, laugh. Scream, pause, laugh.
See, what's great is I actually remember seeing this movie in theaters. I remember during that scene specifically, during the whole laugh and scream thing, I remember one guy in the audience started laughing hysterically. All of a sudden I just hear him start laughing and I hear, this is great.
Yeah, no, that's the problem. It's quote-unquote great. It's not great.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and mind you, I can see that, especially, I can see Nicolas Cage taking this character and taking the idea of having the Ghost Rider as a drug. I can see that. I just don't appreciate the approach, and also, I don't like the approach. I appreciate him trying. I don't like the approach, and the problem is that, it's a bit too, it's so weird to say the word cartoony, because I feel like it's that scene from Scrubs, which is, Matt, where do you think you are? But it's a bit too quote-unquote cartoony because, again, that's why I said Nicolas Cage in Kick-Ass, Nicolas Cage in, as certain Marvel villains, he can go nuts, and I would fucking love it. But Nicolas Cage is just, I don't know, telling me Nicolas Cage is Ghost Rider, for me, or at least Nicolas Cage is Johnny Blaze, still, it sounds like you said Nicolas Cage is Mephisto. I know it's two completely different characters.
Yeah.
But still, in this universe, right, that's how it feels.
Yeah.
Or like Nicolas Cage is Batman, which I believe was close to being a thing at one point. I know Nicolas Cage as Superman was almost a thing.
Yeah, I don't think it was Batman. I think it was just Superman.
Oh. something just sees. It's the chin. It's his chin with the slight little with the scrub, like the scrub, the scruffle. I see the fucking cowl being laid down over him. Nicolas Cage is Batman. Nicolas Cage also is Alfred.
And he is also the Joker.
Oh, I know you're going to go for Joker, but I was trying to think of okay, and Nicolas Cage as Catwoman. It's perfect.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I was thinking, what's the female love interest? Also,
see, I was trying to think of a legit villain for him, and I just went with Joker because that's my first instinct. But I actually have thought of a great role for him in Batman.
What?
The Mad Hatter.
Mad Hatter, closer to a Jim Carrey's version of Riddler. Not saying it's a good version. I'm just saying it exists. Closer to that version of Riddler, because I can see him playing someone disturbed. Whoops. Yeah. In Batman. He can be Superman's dad. I just want to tell you one thing. You tell me if you're Superman, right? I would tell you if I'm Superman, Dad. You're really sure? Because I feel like you're Superman. I feel like there's this thing that you're hiding that I don't know about.
Oh, my God.
He could be Lex Luthor.
Oh, my God.
Clark, I feel like there's this thing that you're hiding. What?
Darkseid.
Oh, God. He could be Thanos. I know we jumped to a different universe, but I don't give a fuck.
Oh, my God.
Imagine him weeping over his dead children. It'd be hilarious.
you tell me you have the
Infinity
Stones, right? No, because I feel like you have the Infinity Stones. We don't. I think you do.
I would love to see him just doing. I would love to see him just counting, like the same way that the DC had the book. It's just Lex Luthor has 40 cakes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 40. How many cakes does he have?
Just a full audio book of him doing that.
Oh my God. But no, getting back to this movie, Nicolas Cage takes us on tangents. We got to see a young Rebel Wilson getting mugged. You saw that, right?
Thank you.
I was like, wow, I forgot you were here.
Because when I rewatched it, I'm like, why does she look familiar?
No, I loved her when I was younger because she was hilarious. She stole the role. And it makes sense looking at her now, like, wow, yeah, you deserve to be where you are right now in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Like, you're doing pretty well. But yeah, so I mentioned this to you before, but I have to say it again because I have to say it again. Sorry, all out of mercy. Yeah. Oh, so you mentioned it, and I agreed. This is a great line for Deadpool, a pissed-off Spider-Man, or a bunch of Joss Whedon-written Avengers. Again, the Joss Whedon Quipinator. But that does not work for Ghost Rider. Okay? Especially because, look, again, Blade is not in control of Ghost Rider's powers yet, so it's kind of like this Ghost Rider demon. And hell, technically, it's not even, we'll get to that. We'll get to that in another movie, actually. Don't even want to. But yeah, so it's not even in the same fucking universe, technically. Whatever. We'll talk about that in another fucking movie. Anyway, Ghost Rider fucking 2. But anyway, Blade is not in control of the Ghost Rider powers. So him spouting off more one-liners than Spider-Man did in the original Raimi trilogy.
Oh, God.
Is really fucking bad to me.
Yeah.
Also, while the way Ghost Rider killed that guy was cool, the mugger was just like, I'm gonna see, you're gonna look into my eyes, which really sees into your soul.
See, that
so
was
in other
one
words,
of my
I'm
favorite things.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I still think people would have preferred decapitation. Which I think can still happen, even though the movie was rated PG-13. You just can't have a bunch of blood spewing from the guy.
Or you can just do it off camera and imply it.
Right. But because decapitation can totally happen, I believe.
Of course.
Yeah. But I just I didn't hate it at all. I loved the death. But I think just looking at some of the fights in this movie, they were not what people would have wanted, I think, from a superhero movie.
Yeah.
So, and that's the problem right there, because, you know, you think, like, it's like as if they thought, oh, we need to make it serious. And people can go, you know what, I'll respect that off of a superhero movie. I mean, in a way, you know, like Blade was serious, you know, and in certain ways, you know, we've had Spawn, you know, we've had serious superhero movies. And it's, you know, with some humor injected in, but still serious enough that, like, we understand there's terrorism or there's something bad going on. But then they were like, oh, let's inject humor in terms of various Nick Cage segments, which aren't always the worst. But what is the worst is injecting them through Ghost Rider as a character. And then it's just, oh, okay, well, you know what? We're watching a superhero movie. We can't wait for that action. Send me some of that action. And it's just, I have a whip. Yay. I kill bad people because they're bad. Yay. You know, it's like, thank you, 5-year-old. Ghost Rider. Thank you. But can you actually kill some people or some supernatural beings? And it was like, I can try. Thank you. Thank you.
The only reason I like that death is because it's not supposed to be like a death, really. Like in the comics, because the whole thing is that I got into Ghost Rider through Danny Ketch, actually, not Johnny Blaze. I had to backtrack my way to Johnny Blaze. And Danny Ketch, one of the coolest things I found in the comics was this thing called the Penance Stare. And I was reading Blaze. I'm like, why doesn't he do the Penance Stare? Turns out he never did in the comics. So when I saw it in the movie, I lost my shit. I was like, he's doing the Penance Stare. Because the whole point of it is, like, he doesn't kill you. He just makes you constantly see what you've done over and over. It's like eternal suffering.
Yes.
Yes. That's why
I can.
Amazing.
You know, I like it. Like, I don't hate it. I just think that there was not enough action, I think, to make people go, right, I'm watching a superhero movie, this is what I like to watch in it.
Oh, no,
and that's the problem. Yeah. So talking about, I want to talk about, I talked about Cage in the Mirror a little bit, as in, like, you know, generally, like, those certain scenes where, like, you know, we have Nicolas Cage, like, flexing it. It's like, so, okay, I haven't seen the Green Lantern movie in full, but does this kind of remind you of the Green Lantern movie a bit? Like, they take a character that isn't really meant to be funny, and then they do this.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So yeah, it was so strange, because it's not as if we're going to sit here and say, and this is why, Marvel movies need to be more funny and DC movies need to be more serious. No. It's just that the characters that they take in certain ways, and they're just like, you know, oh yes, Ghost Rider, we'll make it mostly serious, but we'll inject in this humor, and then Green Lantern, usually serious, but we'll put in Ryan Reynolds, which is like, yeah, if you want Ryan Reynolds in a movie, he's going to be funny.
Yeah.
So it was hard. But I will admit, though, so we were talking about the the scene, you know, where he was in the prison cell. I talked about a little bit before. I thought that the transformation scene itself was cool, though.
Oh, definitely.
I wish there was an actual fight scene, minus him just kind of going explodey on them.
Yeah.
But I do think that it was it was a really, you know, it was a better scene than the first one, honestly. Also, I do think that some of these writers, or at least whoever was trying to give him quips and stuff, did not really understand how to write the character as Ghost Rider, or just generally writing Ghost Rider. Did not really work out, in my opinion.
Definitely.
So, I mean, yeah, so that's a problem. But, yeah, because, I mean, looking at this movie, it's just, guys, you know, you have to just don't do that.
Yeah, there was like another one too.
Yeah.
Kind of, it's not a quit, but it kind of falls in that category. I forget where it was. I think it was also in the jail cell. But there was this guy going for something, and he just holds up his finger, and he's like, I was like, what?
Yeah, exactly.
What?
It was not done well. It's as if they thought, man, we love Spider-Man. And it was like, okay, so we're just going to write it that way. I was like, no. So, one thing I want to say is I don't know how people felt about this. I don't know how you felt about this. I do like the police going after Ghost Rider.
That was
it makes sense. Yes, because look, not even that it was a cool scene, although it fucking was.
Yeah.
It just makes sense. It makes sense that if the NYPD would go after a guy in a spider costume, that this city's cops would go after a flaming skull on a flaming motorcycle that's killing people. I mean, yeah. You know, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Yes. But Also, another thing I want to mention is that, and I usually don't say this about superhero movies, so I feel like a nitpicker, but I have to bring it up here. One of the problems with the movie is that they set up these characters in 20 minutes, but just they stop, they keep on showing them as characters, of course, but they don't really grow throughout the movie. So when I see Mephisto's kid, or as I have to call him, Lil Mephisto, when we have Lil Mephisto trying to kill Roxanne, it doesn't really do much for me. I mean, I care about her maybe even more as an actress because I've seen her in a lot of things, but as a character, it's kind of like, oh man, I don't want you to die. I think. Wait, will that cause Nicolas Cage to do more fun, sad acting? Maybe I do want you to die.
I mean, if we get rid of you, that may solve a problem.
Yeah, in a potential sequel. Anyway, so yeah, that was an issue right there, right? Just the idea of just like, to me, and I never really say that, which is hard because it's like, so Matt, you're going to say it now. You just don't like this movie. Well, I feel like, they didn't really grow at all. They were just kind of there, and it was kind of just like the will they, won't they. They were trying to really jump on that, but they were also trying to focus on the fact that there was all this evil hell stuff going on in the background.
Mm-hmm.
And, it was kind of like you can't really do both, in my opinion. Yeah. But also, I think you noticed this. And mind you, I'm watching the director's cut, so it's not even like anything was cut in a way that should tell me, should say, oh, well, Matt, you're watching theatrical, and that's why this didn't happen. So I saw director's cut, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why the hell can Blaze just transform at will? You saw it at the end. He was like, I'm just going to transform.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm happy it's not just me.
Yeah, because like every night in the presence of evil, your turn. I guess I can also turn whenever the hell I really want to. So, it's like, I guess we just do that. I will admit, he was reading books on the subject. Mm-hmm.
So one could argue, well, he was reading books, he was doing research, and then boom, I can flame on. But
yeah, I mean, I was about to say, like, but even that, like, you don't know, you can't master that overnight.
That too. Like, there were 0 training montages. There were not a lot of nice talks between him and the Phantom Rider. What?
Oh.
Is that who that was? Yeah. We'll talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about him in a second. But there were talks between the two of them, and really nice talks, nice, stuff going on there. But nothing that was like, all right, let me tell you how to master the Ghost Rider powers. All right, so what you do is you press up, up, down, down, left, right, A, B. Wait, no, that's not right. Shit, I'll get it. Wait, no. All right, you put in your Game Shark, right? And then no, that's not it. No, wait, I think I got some action replay codes in the back. Give me a second. Like how you can't just master that overnight. Like you said, you have this kind of sit back and kind of train yourself. So that was a big issue. Mm-hmm. Another thing that I noticed, and we're not talking about both movies, but again, and it's funny. It's like, what are you guys doing? Like recording these back to back? Anyway, so we're not talking about we're not talking about the second movie just yet. But the problem with this movie too is that, in a weird way, he is so willing to keep these powers and to use them for his advantage. Mm-hmm. Like usually in the first movie, you'd kind of be, especially with hell powers, you'd be against it. So in a weird way, it's something interesting to Nicolas Cage / Johnny Blaze's character that it's just like, I have the power to be this hell demon, and I am super fucking cool with that. Like, no, because like, doesn't every superhero have at least that 5 minutes of like, oh no, but I know I can use this for good, but I don't know if I even want this anymore.
Pretty much, yeah.
Blaze was just like, hell demon, got it, just another day. Just another day.
This is
whatever,
what I can
I'm a
do.
Fucking celebrity.
Well, let's just grow with it.
What?
It's like, this is what I can do? Cool. Let's go fuck some shit up.
Basically, like, wait a minute, are you saying that I can light things on fire without any kind of consequence whatsoever, and people will still love me? I've been a celebrity every day of my life, but I don't think anything changed.
If anything,
I mean, it's just like, no, but if your face is lit on fire, nothing will happen to you. I could have gotten plastic surgery anyway. Well, thank you. Nothing fucking changed in his life. Just, it's just, oh, but you're going to have to wear a leather jacket. Your point being, you're going to have to ride a motorcycle. Keep going. You're going to get the girl that you love. And I'm Johnny Blaze. I can get any girl that I love. Love you. I'll sleep with you. Boom. like, what are you gonna fucking? Like, nothing really. I mean, granted, I know the character of Johnny Blaze in the comics also rode motorcycles, so no, I'm not trying to sit here and say like it is a complete departure from the comics. In certain ways, I know like you've read more Johnny Blaze than I have, even though I do have the essentials in my. Like, I should really pull them out and read them. I was trying, but I hate to say this, and I'm so sorry. I feel like a heathen. It's very old.
No, I agree, because I have the essentials too, and there are like points where I'm like, I need to just stop for like a month before I come back to this.
No, and it's hard. Punisher, on the other hand, though, everyone should get Punisher essentials immediately. They do not feel dated whatsoever. Have you read the Punisher essentials?
Yeah, those things you can like breeze through in like a sitting, honestly.
Oh yeah, no, they do not feel in any way dated, and it's awesome. But and mind you, I'll watch any kind of movie or whatever, any kind of show, like nothing. Like I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh my god, that's so dated. The effects are terrible. No. The art, like no. I'll read anything, right? But just something about original Spider-Man and original Ghost Rider feels dated.
Yeah.
And it's hard, man. Same thing with classic X-Men. Where to have those essentials, you've seen them, classic X-Men, normal X-Men, because apparently they have two different distinctions. And no, they do. And
no, I know.
And it's weird, man. Because I want to read classic X-Men because I bought them. Why would I not read something that I bought? But I try. And then, yeah.
That's the most accurate explanation I've ever heard.
Thank you.
I tried.
But anyway,
and then...
yeah. So apparently Blaze can transform at will. I do like Blaze talking to the police officers. And that was fun, where it's just, I really want to help you, but I didn't do it. What I don't enjoy, so we're talking about Carter Slade here, right? We're talking about the Phantom Rider, the Ghost Rider, whatever you want to call him. I don't like that he was hurting his horse. That man lit a horse on fire.
See, this is what one of my major problems with this movie was.
What?
I love the Phantom Rider. Because the thing is, I was never that into him in the comics, but when I saw him on screen, I'm like, that is so fucking cool. And then it's like he goes on this big ride with Ghost Rider. He goes, well, I'm going to go back now. I'm like, why? Do you know how awesome it would have been to see the two of them fighting each other? I understand the whole thing with like, well, he's after Roxanne, it's got to be one-on-one thing, but come on. That was like, it felt like a build-up.
You know what I
me.
think it is? You know what I think it is? I think they needed to have one or two more of those bad guys not killed yet, and then he could have taken care of those two while Blaze went after Lil Mephisto. Yeah. Right? Like, that's what would have happened. I know his real name. I don't care. It's Lil Mephisto. By the way, yeah, I really do enjoy the use of Mephisto and his son. What I don't enjoy, I mean, I understand giving them corporal forms because they're on Earth. I just hated how we never really had them burst out of said form.
Yeah.
But it's okay if you're telling me, well, Matt, we're going for a more serious kind of take on it. It's like, well, yes, but not all of the movie was a more serious. I mean, to be fair, you try to sit there and tell me, the horse is a living, organic being, and it's on fire.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, like, in certain ways, it was kind of like, because, like, I know it sounds horrible, but, like, if he was riding, like, in a, he, of course, referring to Slade, right? If Slade was riding in a car, and it was like, like a smaller car, but it's like, has a lot of horsepower, that's a cute little reference. And then the car goes on fire. Right? That's a cute little... I know, like, some people would be pissed. But just the idea of, like, in a movie like this that I feel like they were trying to... Like, there was a tug-of-war of, like, we want to make this cartoony. Well, we want to make it serious. And it's a weird tug-of-war that sometimes, superhero movies do have. And I will admit, for certain franchises, look, you just gotta pull really hard. You gotta let it be goofy. For others, you gotta pull really hard. You gotta let it be serious.
Yeah.
Some you could never, ever, ever let that tug of war win and go into the serious section, or else you get a Fantastic Four.
Oh, God.
Now, however, I would argue that tug of war, that in the middle, definitely played a factor in the first Fantastic Four.
Oh, of course.
No, not the one that never aired, that was never released. Referring to 2005 Fantastic Four. That was definitely a nice little, it was tug of war. But again, for anyone who was like, man, that movie was terrible, they could never make something worse than that, Rise of the Silver Surfer, I mean, they can never reboot it worse. We were proven wrong. We were proven wrong.
Yep.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, so you're a big fan of, the Phantom Rider, or at least how he's... So you've never read him in any, shorter mini-series runs, never really brought him back into the Ghost Rider universe?
No, I haven't actually seen him since the Essentials. So, and the thing is, it's a very different appearance, too, because in the Essentials, I don't know if you got up to it yet.
White.
Yeah, so that's why when I'm
I've seen how he looks, yeah.
Yeah, so that's why when the movie's like Carter Slade, I'm like, oh. And they show him just completely go into full-on Ghost Rider mode, not the white suit. I'm like, oh. That's why I'm like, I want to see more of this character.
Well, you know that he was Ghost Rider. Until he was... Because the character Carter Slade was Ghost Rider until they made Ghost Rider, and they were like, we'll call him Phantom.
Exactly. But my thing is I haven't read any of them prior to that. What?
No, neither have I.
Yeah.
So technically,
that's why, in the movie, I saw that. I'm like, I want more of this particular Ghost Rider. Because while I like Johnny Blaze and everything, just the visual look of him, and I want to know what he was doing before he got to where he is, working in the cemetery. I really want to know what happened. Better. What?
If it makes you feel any better, if the movie came out, if Ghost Rider 2007 came out nowadays, putting aside all, the fact that it'd be panned by everyone.
Yeah. Right?
The idea, I'm sure they would have been like, oh, and in our Ghost Rider Phase 2, we have Phantom Rider, we have Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance, we have Ghost Rider Navajo, we have Ghost Rider, we have Ghost Rider LA.
Oh, God.
No, they would fucking, they would fucking do it.
Of course they would.
And then all of a sudden, what?
Of course they would.
And then Phase 3 would be like a Ghost Rider meetup.
Oh, God.
Yeah, no, that would be Phase 3. Just Ghost Riders coming together to fight Mephisto.
Yeah, one giant team-up movie called Ghost Racers.
Thank you. All I heard was all new Ghost Rider, and I was like, wait, no, that's not right. You know what I really want badly though? I want reboots to actually call themselves shit like that now. I fucking want it. I just want the reboot to Ghost Rider, whatever, because now that Ghost Rider's in Marvel's hands, they can do whatever they want with it. I mean, I'm hoping, it would have been nice if he was in Defenders somehow, but I understand with the lineup they went with.
Yeah.
It would be nice if HBO picked him up. Again, I'm not saying I want a super duper gritty, but I mean, you look at Starz picking up Evil Dead, and it's not like that was gritty. It's hilarious. So I would love for some network to pick up Ghost Rider. I do think it would possibly work better in a TV format, instead of a movie. But my point is this. My point is that if it's rebooted, whatever it is, I would love for it to be just called New Ghost Rider. That one fails, all new Ghost Rider.
That one fails, all new, all different Ghost Rider.
Warriors. Oh, right, that's what it is. All new, all different, right?
Yeah.
Oh, for fuck's sake. All new, all different, post-Secret Wars Ghost Rider. Everyone's like, I don't remember the movie about the Secret Wars. It was a secret. Oh, that makes sense. Oh.
But what happened? It was a secret.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Fucking never works. So anyway, yeah. So, okay, not only, right, do we have Carter Slade hurting his poor horse, he and Johnny Blaze kill a poor innocent lizard. Is this hell's justice? I don't think this is what my hellish forefathers died to protect, okay?
What's great is I was watching this yesterday, and then I rewatched it this morning, and I saw that I'm like, He's going to bring up the lizard in this podcast at some point. I know it's going to happen. Sure enough.
I love it. The lizard, I think, is the most unexplored character in this movie. There was so much depth.
I really wanted to know his motivation for crawling across that little barren landscape.
Could he have given Johnny Blaze some good car insurance? We'll never know now, will we?
Yeah.
Okay. I think you noticed this because you've seen it twice in the last few days. What the hell was up with the camera angles between Blaze and Mephisto's kid, right? When they were trying to go, I know they were trying to go for, in my opinion anyway, this Wild West standoff, but it looks so fucking awkward, man.
I know.
I was sitting there and I'm like, guys, did one of you get drunk at the camera? What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah,
also,
I was like, it just bothered me when I saw those angles. I'm like, what? I understand what they were thinking. The execution.
My question to you is, so I know zilch about Legion, but even I know it wasn't done well. Was I right? I love it. I don't know anything about Legion. I don't know shit about Legion because I've read Ghost Rider, but mostly I've read Ghost Rider and other team ups, right? Or I've read All New Ghost Rider, which I actually thought was done well. I haven't finished it yet, but I'm about to finish it. I thought it was done well. But what matters is I don't know anything about Legion. But all I know is it's like, we are Legion. I was like, you fucked this up so bad, and I don't even know. So tell me, how bad was it fucked up? Tell the audience about Legion, as well as me, please.
I don't even know where to begin. As soon as he said it, I'm like, no, you're not.
Did the execution work in terms of like, okay, all of those souls from reading the Cursed Slab, coming into Mephisto's kid, could that possibly create quote unquote Legion?
Yeah, but
okay, it's a stretch. Okay,
it's a very big stretch.
But the problem is that it acted as if he was just a bunch of souls massed together, as if it's like, we are Legion. Yeah. And I fucking hate it because I love that actor too. I'll take him as Johnny Blaze. I don't give a fuck anymore. You know what? Fuck it. I love Mephisto's actor too. I take him as Johnny Blaze.
My biggest problem with Legion is more to the point of like, there should have been a much more significant physical change. I don't care about the voice. I can live with the voice. It's the appearance. I'm like, it should not just be him with red eyes, gray skin.
And blue.
Yeah. It
what I
been
think
a
is
much
the problem.
Different...
No, I understand. Much different form change. What I think the problem was is, okay, I do like the idea that, Lil Mephisto is filled with souls, therefore he can be judged. That's smart. No, I think it is kind of smart. Like, they actually thought.
I'm laughing because of Lil Mephisto, that's why.
I know. I do think it's a nice way for everyone to go see, and that's how he will die. That is a smart way to kill him. And in my opinion, it actually is. The problem, with such haste, just dispatched, right? Like, this movie was very much like, how do we just dispatch people? Like, not really hurt. Like, how do we, like, even with the scene where it's just like, you can't destroy air, and then he could. And I was like, actually, again, that's smart. But with such haste, just, okay, that was done quickly, thank you. It's like, hey, guys, sometimes comic books have fights. Maybe you can think about some of those when you are making your 2-hour movie. Movie was long, man. Fights were not long, man.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
See, my other thing with Legion... No, just really quick. The last thing with Legion is that I think, if anything, that would have been the perfect opportunity to bring in the look that Blackheart had in the comics. I understand special effects-wise it would have been an absolute budgeting nightmare. I'm just saying opportunity-wise, that would have been where I would have incorporated the comic book look of Blackheart into it. Okay,
right. And then, of course, if everyone is, who's Blackheart? That's Lil Mephisto that I've been referring to. Blackheart. No, I get that. And I understand. What the thing is too. Even with Mephisto, I understand you wanted to keep him in that form, but still, I feel like at certain points it would have been nice to have flashed just some more red. Maybe even some side looks of just, or if Johnny Blaze is Ghost Rider, he sees him as Mephisto. In other words, the red, the completely red figure. He doesn't have to be 30 feet tall. He can be, that same size because that's, because he's inhabiting that being, therefore he is that size. or he's inhabiting the body. But yeah, it felt like, I understand there's, the smarts behind, we'll hide, we'll do this and then it'll cost us, we won't spend a lot of special effects here. But it's just like, if you're really doing that, it's the same reason why it's, Rise of Silver Surfer. If you can't make Galactus, don't make a fucking movie about Galactus.
Exactly.
It's okay. We won't judge you if you just don't make the movie. Or if you're like, Silver Surfer is in number 2 because Galactus will be in number 3. I understand that it's pretty hard to, it's not something that we enjoy as moviegoers because we feel like we're being cheapened to split it up into 2 halves. I mean, apparently Fantastic Four, the new one, was actually a full movie, and they thought, no, you know what, let's take his first his first arc. Let's, spread that out to be the whole first movie, and then his parts 2 and 3 will be sequels for 2 and 3. And then it didn't work. And it's just, and it's like, oh man, well, if you had actually supported it, you'd understand that 2 and 3 would have really been. And and the guy who even wrote it was like, yeah, they really screwed up the way I wrote this, guys. Please understand that, guys. Please.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't me, which must be very hard to do. I mean, once you write your draft, and I understand drafts are made to be rewritten, but still, once you write, you're like, this is the movie. And everyone goes, but here's what we should do. No. And then it becomes a fucking atrocity. Anyway.
Yeah.
So they fucked up Legion, apparently. In my opinion, completely just, threw away the character in terms of just, and then let's kill him.
Yes. Thank you for that.
Yeah. Well, no, because it'd be like if in a Dragon Ball Z movie, you have Goku turn Super Saiyan. You have Frieza turn into Frieza's final form, and then in about a minute, he just kills Frieza.
Yeah, pretty much.
That would be crazy. Everyone would be pissed. Everybody would be pissed. Even though technically it would be a minute long, since, apparently 5 minutes till the planet exploded. But whatever, we're not doing that today.
Yeah.
We are talking about, here's what we're ending it on, right? That monologue at the end of the movie. That that Johnny Blaze, that Nicolas Cage gave, I felt nothing. I know that Blaze is tired, but damn it, there was zero intimidation there.
Pretty much.
And I felt really bad. But yeah, so before we wrap everything up, do you have anything you want to say about the, about the film at all that I didn't cover?
Not really. All I know is that I found out they were nominated for a Razzie, but that's it.
I'm happy to hear that. It's okay.
Yeah.
I'm happy to hear it. It happened, and here we are. All right, so I want to thank you all for listening in today. Before we end the show, as always, I want to mention we have merchandise. You can find our merchandise on cafepress.com/TGOTR merchandise. We have T-shirts, quotes from the podcast, on T-shirts, and a lot more, a lot of fun stuff, some pro wrestling related sort of, but not really. Just a lot of fun stuff, again, on them. Oh, also stuff related to our Let's Plays. Yes, that's right, our Let's Plays. If you go on YouTube, you can search up Those Guys Play or TGP, find our Let's Plays with both, myself and Anthony Fernandez on. I mean, not yet, but it's coming. I filmed them.
I was there. I am positive it's a thing.
Yes. Well, actually, Season 2, by the time this is released, Season 2 should be started already. We have Season 2 coming out in February. So by the time this is actually released, an episode with you and I should be out. On what? Yeah. You're just going to have to find out then, because I don't know when this is being released. I'll say that much. So anyway, so what matters is that, though, you and I have gone together to play some games. We'll be continuing those games. I know what we have played, though, what we can say on air is you and I have played, Star Wars Battlefront.
Yes.
Right? Because originally it was myself and Tristan Walter playing Star Wars Battlefront. Right? So he played Star Wars Battlefront on our Those Guys Play Season 1 for Thanksgiving. Then I played some more with him on the side, just as Those Guys Play Star Wars Battlefront. Then he was captured by the Empire, and I had to fight you for his general release, and that didn't work. So now I'm working with you, and you're teaching me the ways of the dark side. It's great stuff. It's all here in this pamphlet. Just the way I described it to the fans, it's all here, right in this pamphlet. But also, if any of you want to follow, again, our Let's Plays, which, again, we've done a lot more in our Season 1 and coming up in Season 2, and you want to follow our podcast, you can also find it on YouTube, Those Guys on the Radio. But if you want to follow it, through our social media accounts, we have our Facebook, which is /ThoseGuysOnTheRadio, our Twitter, which is @ThoseGuysRadio, our Instagram, which is /ThoseGuysOnTheRadio, and our Twitter. Did I say our Twitter?
Not
Did I say Twitter?
Not yet.
@ThoseGuysRadio. Twitter, @ThoseGuysRadio. Social media. Follow. I don't know what that is anymore. But either way, again, we would like to thank you guys for listening in, and hope you guys had fun. Hope you guys loved our Nicolas Cage rants, and hopefully you can send us some of your own. If you want to send us any of your Nicolas Cage rants, please. Again, Facebook. Oh, we have our main website, of course, thoseguysonthenradio.tumblr.com. So, we have our website, our Facebook, our Twitter, Instagram. Just send us your Nicolas Cage rants, because why not?
Yeah, do them in the voice.
We might even read them on the air. Yeah, we might even read them on the air one day. But anyway, so again, thank you all for listening in, and just happy you listened in. So say good night, Anthony.
Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.